Well, I'm on my way to work again, the restaurant. We're doing a little bit of cleaning up, getting a few things buttoned up. I will be showing y'all a picture of our video of, you know, the inside, but until it's like ready, and it looks the way we intend on it looking, and, you know, I don't want you to see equipment and tools and saws and stuff and that kind of thing. I will show y'all what it looks like and everything. I know some people have been asking. Man, I gotta tell you, it does look sharp, man. My boss has a keen eye for stuff like that, is all I can say, really. I mean, he just has it, you know, from that to the decor, you know, hanging stuff on the wall. It's just he just does it right, man. That's all I can say. So I will be showing you guys that. I'm thinking maybe another week, you know, total. But I want to talk to you a little bit about the old income tax companies out there like H&R Block, or, you know, numerous other ones, versus the simple program that's, you know, 50, 60 bucks, 80 bucks, whatever, you know, wherever you can find it. TurboTax. Now, old J-Stamp 4, I had and have a regular job, and as of last year, or technically, yeah, we'll just call it 2012, I've been working at that place, which is the same boss, his other company. I was their IT guy. Ooh, a nice little fox just hauled butt across the road. Sweet. So I was a full-time employee, you know, and then I did this, you know, with this YouTube stuff, with these little advertisements that play before the video, which I just know you're watching. They give me a little cut of that, and I mean little, but, you know, overall the whole year it adds up. So I ultimately end up getting a 1099 from basically Google, because Google owns YouTube. So when you go to a tax place like H&R Block or wherever, they you know, you try to get a price from them. What is this going to cost me? And they're like, well, I'm not really sure, because it's per, you know, thing. If you've got write-offs, the price is going to go up. If you've got you know, this and that, the price is going to go up. These different forms, the price is going to go up. It's hard to really give you a quote, but probably in the neighborhood of $300, maybe $400. I said, well, and again, I'm not talking like business corporation, just myself working somewhere and then getting one simple 1099 from Google. Yeah, I had some write-offs because I bought a bunch of server equipment and stuff last year. Number one, to do the FreeSpeak website, freespeak.net, as well as most of my money went towards the video server equipment, which I still have sitting here. And I was just talking to my boss about that yesterday, and we were thinking about putting it back at the company that I used to work for, and just getting a little more bandwidth over there, at least to get it started, so we can have a video website, which I'm going to end up turning into www.freespeak.tv. And then again, I have freespeak.net with Pastor Dow and stuff. And my boss and I are going to do the video site, and there will be numerous ones. MrHowTo.tv and freespeak.tv. These are just video types of set. Mr. How-To is basically like a how-to website where you how to do stuff, do videos on how to do stuff. Anyone can sign up, anyone can do it. And we also share revenue with you, like with Google, the ad codes. But again, it's not even set up yet. So anyways, I'm going to do I figure, you know, I just moved down here, or up here to Tennessee. I just got all my W-2. I got one W-2 and one 1099 basically. And I've been keeping track of the money I spent all of last year on the server equipment, so I knew I could write it off. Because even though I'm not a business, I'm still what they call a sole proprietor as far as the IRS is concerned, and I can still write stuff off, you know, for my own personal business expense. And even though it's technically a business expense, I'm a sole proprietor. I'm not like a corporation. So anyways, I go into H&R Block. I said, you know, I just moved up here. I got my computer still packed. I still haven't set them up. And I figured maybe if you look at this, maybe you can get me a little more money back or something. Maybe it'd be worth, you know, stopping in here. I said, but I basically used last year's tax software and just started to do it. Didn't even get close to completing it. and it was showing I had like, you know, $2,000 coming back. And so she kind of looks over it and says, well, just looking at this, I'm gonna say that TurboTax is probably pretty accurate, just kind of eyeballing what they've taken out of your check the whole year. And she said normally we like to see about 10% being taken out of the check to the IRS, and you've got a lot less than that being taken out. So you have your 3 kids, you know, the child tax credit thing, whatever. Yeah, 1,900, 2,000, that's about right. I said, well, I guess in that case it'd probably be worth me going ahead and unpacking the computer, just finishing my TurboTax, because I can't see spending $300 to $400 over here, you know, with you guys. And you're kind of telling me what TurboTax already told me, and I can easily run through that. She said, yeah, well, yeah, and we can't really come down on the price or anything. That's what it is. I said, all right, well, thanks for your time. So I went back home last night, you know, on the way home, got stopped there, so I went ahead and said, well, let me just start from scratch, because I was using 2011 version of TurboTax just to get an idea of what I might, you know, expect to get back. But then I said, well, I'm not going to fill all that out to just redo it again, so let me just go ahead and start from scratch on the new version, 2012, and I got the deluxe version. I think it's called TurboTax Deluxe, simply because you can do a little more with it, like for 1099 write-offs, that kind of thing. It allows you to do that. So I got the deluxe version. I found it on either eBay or Amazon, like 50 bucks new. So I snatched that up. May have been 40 something dollars, to tell you the truth. So I got that in the mail. Well, you know, I went ahead and installed it yesterday, last night, running through it, and I see it starts off again right around $2,000, and you know, I'm adding the stuff, and then I have to put in basically what I made off of the YouTube stuff, you know, so I do that 1099 miscellaneous is what it's called. Did that, and then, you know, write-offs, all kinds of server equipment, hard drives, you know, cases, you name it, all kinds of stuff. And I basically spent more than what I made by far last year with the Google ads. So naturally that wiped out, you know, the income I got from Google was exceeded by the money spent out. So I started seeing that number going up as far as, you know, your return. Start off at 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, 4,000. Next thing I know, I'm at like $6,000 return. I'm like, man. And I told the lady, you know, I was like, look, you know, she saw the number on the 1099 from Google, and I said, by the way, you can pretty much look at that, and I've got more expense greater than that number by about, I don't know, $1,500 or so. So she's like, okay, well, that'll just kind of clear out. So, okay. Basically, you have your regular W-2. Okay. Yeah, it's about $2,000. That's what she told me. So after doing, again, TurboTax all the way through, again, I spent 50 bucks roughly on this thing. It's telling me I got roughly $6,000 back. You freaking kidding me? So I kind of question what would have happened if I would have paid the $300 to $400 at H&R Block. You know, are they qualified? The people that they have hired there, are they qualified to really do tax returns, or are they just some, again, bozo off the street that basically is hired and says, you know, sit in front of his computer and just go step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, not knowing what to look for or what to ask for. And the bottom line was that I said, as I usually do, why rely on somebody else? Why rely on the system or the norm? Oh, go get your taxes done. Go get your taxes done. No, I want to do my taxes myself. And I spent, you know, 45, 50 bucks on the software to do it, and appear to be rewarded handsomely. And I didn't cheat nothing. I didn't fake anything. I did right down the line. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. You know, I got my W-2, got my 1099, and put the exact numbers in. I started calculating all my write-offs for the computers and servers and hard drives, all that stuff. And by God, it said I'm getting $6,000 back. So, yeah, it's just another example of, you know, people needing to do stuff yourself. I like this. I'm constantly reminded that it's the right thing to do. Do it yourself. Stop relying on other people if you don't have to. Yeah, but they're the experts, the tax experts. They can go in there and find stuff. They can find extra stuff to write off and find. I don't know about you, but if You ever done TurboTax and see the questions they ask you, and when you say yes or no, then it goes another question, and you said yes to this, or what about this? And it's basically making sure it's asked you everything and then some. And there was stuff in there like, you know, did you use part of your house as your business last year? And technically I did. And you know, your utility bills and internet bills, and you can write a portion of that off. I saw that and already saw my return, and then it started getting and all this other crap, and I was like, you know what, for the little additional tiny bit that it's probably going to add, I'm not going to screw around with, you know, you use portion of my house and 200 square feet of my house. You're kind of asking for an audit a lot of times when you start really getting deep into all that stuff and trying to find every last piece of thing that you can, you know, possibly squeak out of it. Same with the donation place. I think you can donate up to like $600 or $650 a year, something like that. In other words, that's the max you can write off. You can donate more than that to like Goodwill or whatever, which we donated a lot of stuff last year. And I got to the point, again, after seeing all that and saying, man, I've already written, I'm just not even gonna bother with that, because I don't want to set myself up for an audit. Not that I won't pass it, and I know I will, because I didn't lie. I've got all the receipts and everything. But I don't want to have to deal with that nonsense and deal with some bozo IRS agent trying to make a commission off old JSnip4 when they try to come over and find something wrong. And when they nail you, they get a nice hefty commission. Isn't that lovely? As if they can pay, as if we can pay our bills anyways, like it even matters. They might as well fire all of them. So anyways, today's topic right now on my way to work is simply do it yourself. Do it yourself if you can. If you cannot, then don't. But if you can, do it. And even if you decide, well, I can, but I want to go check this out, I want this other person to handle it for me, you should at least do your due diligence and say, well, I know I let them do it for me, but I better just check and see if that was right and what would have happened if I'd done it myself, just to kind of feel. And a lot of times, I hate to say it, you're going to find that, man, I should have done it myself. Man, I should have did that myself. But we live and we learn. So for all the people out there who go and get their taxes done and spend $300-400 or more, go get freaking TurboTax. At the end of TurboTax, there's a thing for like $44 at the very end when it's like ready to submit it to do the e-file online to the IRS. It basically says, would you like, basically for $44, I forgot what they call it, but basically if you get audited, you got full support by them. They'll handle everything for you. You won't even have to talk to the IRS agents. They'll simply tell you, give me this, give me your receipts, give me that, scan it or mail it or whatever, and give it to us. We'll take care of it for like 44 bucks additional cost. So I bought it for 44. Add the additional 44, I'm still under $100. Having said that, I did not opt for the additional audit help thing if I get audited. I thought to myself, I have the receipts right here. I've got my W-2, my 1099. There's not going to be any discrepancies. I'm not even going to pay the $44. If they want to audit me, go ahead. Go for it. Have fun. I don't care, because one thing, I'll have my video camera, this one right here, sitting on my table while the IRS agent's there with me. I'm going to record the whole damn thing. And there's nothing they can do about it, because they'll be at my house more than likely. And I'll be gladly giving them what they need to see. So, again, today's lesson, do it yourself. Take care.